Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize podcast. I am your host, Chris, a boing writer Gaston, and with me, as always, in the bullpen,
Representing the distinguished competition, the Vacuuminator is here.
boyo boyo, boyo boyo.
Yeah.
Hi, Taz. Welcome from the Looney Tunes universe.
Oh God, no, it's accurate because I am the fucking Taz to your Excalibur, you fuckface.
See, I was thinking of Looney Tunes, bud.
Oh no.
So wait, you acknowledge that I know a lot of things? Hell yeah.
I mean, in the context of this podcast, yeah.
How are you doing?
I am. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good. I got the fucking Walmart exclusive Doctor Strange in, and he's very nice. I like him quite a bit. Back when he was first revealed, I complained about the cape being plastic. I actually think it works just fine. Like, a cloth cape would be nice,
Mm-hmm.
but like it'd probably be a huge pain in the ass and near unmanageable considering the fucking massive flare up shit he's got and whatnot.
Mm.
But no, he looks good, has a shit ton of accessories. I like him. And I went ahead and went down to my local toy store and checked to see if they had it, and they did. So I picked up the recent Dormammu figure to go with him.
Hell yeah.
And it's a fairly solid figure as well.
I mean, it's also a classic Dormammu.
Mm-hmm. Classic Dormammu and classic Strange coming out within 6 months of each other. It's almost like they planned these films.
Have we got a classic Wong yet?
No, we haven't gotten any comic Wong figures ever, I think. I might be wrong, but I don't know of a comic Wong figure existing, though. But I would like, if Multiverse of Madness ends up being as hype as it is, could we get a second wave that's just like a comic Wong and like a Zelma and like a Clea? Because right now I'm using Masterverse Evil Lyn as my Clea stand-in.
Here's the question now. Are we going to have to get a classic Clea or a Sorcerer Supreme Clea?
Yes.
Good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because I also read a fuck ton of Doctor Strange comics the same day I got those figures, because I was just like, for somebody who says he likes Doctor Strange, I don't know a lot about Doctor Strange, so let me just read every fucking Doctor Strange comic I can before components.
well, we've been jovial. We have to bring the mood down now because it's the first thing on the topic list.
Yeah, it's sad time.
William Hurt, actor in the MCU, but also actor extraordinaire. He's done a lot of numerous things.
He's a journeyman.
Has passed away at the age of 71. If you've watched the MCU, you know him as Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, and it's weird to talk about because, like, I feel like a bit of an asshole only knowing him as Thunderbolt Ross. Like, I looked through his filmography, and it's like, there's a couple things he's done I've heard of, but nothing besides MCU stuff that I've actually watched. But, it just means there's plenty out there to discover. And it's not like, as much as this podcast is kind of a shrine to the MCU, it's not like only knowing him for being in the MCU is a bad thing, because he gave a great performance in the MCU. And I still remember when it was revealed that he was going to be coming back in Civil War, and we were all hype as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like, to talk about it in the context of the MCU, I'm just going to say, don't deep fake this man.
No.
Like, I know Ross didn't get a proper death in the MCU, but we don't need deep fake William Hurt being the Red Hulk in a movie.
If you want to keep Thunderbolt Ross and Red Hulk and do that kind of stuff eventually, just cast him, recast him.
Yeah, and like that's the thing I've been saying since the fucking start of the MCU. If an actor wants to leave, you should just recast. Like story-wise it made sense, but I kind of winced at the death of Tony Stark just because I was like, well, you could just recast him.
But the death of Tony Stark is also just relevant to the thematic element of all of it,
Mm-hmm. And I mean, they've already done it once with a minor character. People always love to meme about Rhodey getting recast.
Mm-hmm. And there's a growing argument from
Dude, I completely forgot. Banner himself is a recast.
Exactly. But there's also a growing sentiment from I've seen a lot of black nerds basically saying like, yeah, we understand why you want to, but we should just recast T'Challa because the character's too important, kind of thing. Just leave it, just be what it was. But like, sad that I don't know more of his work. He seemed to be much more of an active actor in the 80s and 90s, and it was always more adult films. Not adult,
more
but
importantly, like, in the modern age, he seemed like one of those actors who, like, yeah, he still did stuff, but he never tried to be a public figure. Acting was just his job.
Mm-hmm. Very character actor.
Mm-hmm. And I always appreciate those kind of people. So, I hope he rests easy, and I hope his family gets through the mourning process fairly well.
Yeah. Here's to you. Mm-hmm. Now back on the happy train, the Obi-Wan trailer dropped.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, because Star Wars isn't something I talk a whole lot about, just because the internet is generally filled with way too much Star Wars talk, but we've opened the fucking Pandora box on talking about Star Wars on this show now, so fuck it. Obi-Wan is my favorite Star Wars character of all time. I wanted to have this beard since I was a child because I thought Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan was so fucking cool. I have been wanting this show for years. Like, since people started speculating about the idea of it, I was like, yes, let's go. So now that it's here, oh god, I'm turning into Mike Stokloska. Because I watched this trailer. Mm-hmm. I watched this trailer and I'm like, okay, there's some neat ideas. There's something they pulled that made me really happy. But there's a lot of other stuff that I'm like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. And it's not the fact that there's Rebels characters who don't look like they are in Rebels, because get the fuck over that shit. Actors look different than animation, and actors look different than other actors. People who are talking about the character that is that same species from fucking Revenge of the Sith. Get over it. The thing that bothers me is just like the fact that the Inquisitors are such a big presence in the show, and it seems like Owen Lars is going to be such a big presence in the show. Now, I'm normally the last person to go to, well, in the EU, blah, blah, but like, there is a novel just called Kenobi that picks up a couple weeks after Kenobi comes to Tatooine and is like a classic Old West adventure with him. And I figured they would be basing the show somewhat off that book. And they kind of have. He has an Eope, which he wrote on in that. But the rest of it is like, it seems like Owen Lars is super involved when he was only in a couple scenes in the book, and Obi-Wan always stayed way back. And the Inquisitors are all over this fucking thing, and we know Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader is going to show up at some point. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. But, like, you're going to have to work really hard to make me believe that the Inquisitors would fucking make life real hard for Obi-Wan on Tatooine for a couple of weeks and then never bother him again.
Here's the thing, I don't think they're on Tatooine for that bit.
Really?
No. Because here's the thing, Tatooine has a very distinct visual language. Any sign with the Inquisitor was on a big, neon-laden, rain-soaked area. Not Tatooine.
Fair enough. I could see that. And just for the people who are wondering who were the antagonists in that EU novel, because I'm too lazy to go read a book, it was mainly him dealing with the Sand People. Like, the kind of shit Boba did, that was that Kenobi book.
This also makes me think, like, they're not going to stay on Tatooine, because we just had Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And Mandalorian.
And people will not shut up about, oh my god, they're using Tatooine so much.
Hey, Buster, fuck you.
Thank you. But I will say it is amazing how good Ewan looks. It really comes off like he hasn't missed a beat, and I'm excited to see more of his performance because of that. It's just, I'm very trepidatious about the plot. And hopefully my optimism and my want for this show over the years will be rewarded, and I'll be totally wrong for having been trepidatious about that, but that's just the way I feel. I can't help how I feel.
I know what the show is. I know what the plot of the
What?
show is.
What?
The Inquisitors come to Tatooine. Obi-Wan goes like, oh shit, they'll find Luke. He gets their attention, runs off planet, and it's a cat and mouse game.
Hmm. That could be interesting.
So over under, how many hello there's are there going to be in the show, you bet?
Honestly, if it's not his first line in the show, I'll be a little disappointed.
I can see that, but I saw one pitch, which was basically, what if on Tatooine he accidentally bumps Luke? Like they just bump into each other and he just goes like, hello there. To Luke.
There's a thing that kind of happens in that book. Because like in early on in that book, he says something, because a subplot of that book is he's communing with Qui-Gon for the Force a lot, and like talking to Qui-Gon is like him having a diary. So I hope we get something like that in the show. I would really love a Liam Neeson cameo at some point.
One hello there per episode.
It's a good bet, Buster. That is a good bet. But like early on in that book, he says that like he's not going to go to the Lars farm a whole lot because Owen had just gotten mad at him for hanging around so much last week. Because Owen's reason was basically like, if you're constantly hanging out here watching my nephew, somebody's going to realize something's up with my nephew. And Obi-Wan's like, oh shit, right. But
Look,
then there's
I'm sad.
Yeah, but then there's a scene later on in the book, like close to the third act, where he's wandering through Mos Eisley with another character, and he can overhear Owen and Luke are out doing shopping, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't want Owen to see me right now."
Yeah, I'm putting money down on the cat and mouse idea. I'm putting money down there.
Yeah, I'd be into it.
Because that way it explains, like, why, if the Inquisitors are chasing Obi-Wan, didn't they find Luke? Why would all this kind of stuff? Why would they be off planet? Why would they not be on Tatooine? The only books you read... Buster.
Bionicle has books?
Yeah, Bionicle had books.
Oh, boy.
Oi! We are not maidenless, per se.
I am at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it, Aki.
But, no. Obi-Wan trailer looks hype. It looks good. It looks solid.
Mm-hmm. I still say my main disappointment with this show is that it's not coming out on May 4th, because May 4th is on a Wednesday this year, and that would have been perfect. But whatever, Moon Knight.
Hi, oi. Day or night. Fucking Moon Knight.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be good.
It's just the fact that, like, Moon Knight has always been, like, the character of, like, yeah, he'll never get a movie kind of guy, you know? He'll never be in the movies, you know? I mean, but hey, we're not Star Wars talkers. We're talking about Star Wars, but we are talking about comics.
Are we, though?
Earth's Mightiest Heroes, episode 20, Casket of the Everwinter. I think that's...
Endless Winter.
Endless Winter. It's E-word. It fucks me up.
It's the Malakath episode, everybody. They're doing Malakath. Be excited.
You know what I mean, Aki. Just seeing a character like that adapted. Like, one of those unadaptable Marvel characters. Like...
Aki, it's gonna be a 6-hour movie.
Yeah. But, Endless Winter... Malakath's done right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know much about Malekith. I just know that he got really screwed in the movies. Though I was more so thinking he got that Christopher Eccleston got screwed because I was like, yeah, Christopher Eccleston in the MCU, and then he had like 3 lines.
Yeah. That was a time when they couldn't quite figure out how to work out their baddies yet.
Mm-hmm.
The bad guys have gotten much better, I'd say.
Yeah. No, this one is good though. There's all kinds of fun, wacky shit happening. I love that they open on equal opportunity cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then
Though,
they turn that into a great gag.
is it cheesecake if Hawkeye has a farmer's tan? Is that the female gaze? I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is they fucking gave you the exact outline of Janet's tits.
Oh God. But we also had the side plot. Well, not it's the main plot really.
The main plot
of Iron Man and Thor butting heads of science and magic.
Yeah, which is better? I wonder if the lesson is going to be that it's a balance.
I loved though that Black Panther was the one that went like, "Yo, fucking balance this shit, bro. I live this every day."
Yeah, which makes perfect sense considering like what we know about Wakanda now.
Oh yeah, but also, if you know the backstory and the lore of Black Panther, him finding out where the casket is makes total sense because Thor goes like, only the dead can lead us there. And what is Black Panther? The king of the dead. How to make movies without quipping every 30 seconds? I mean, tell Marvel in general, that's how all their books are. That's just how their books are. It's an accurate adaptation. I don't know what to tell you.
They're jokey joke funny books.
Yeah. Both Hawkeye and Janet were in your male gaze. And then there's Hulk.
Yeah. Hulk's pretty good too. I love when he shows up and he's like, "You left me in the pool, it froze."
Also, Captain America was there for like 3 seconds and did some things.
Yeah.
I think
it's like, oh, this isn't my shit.
Part of me thinks like this episode was made before like Captain America was part of the story and then it was going to be released after and they were like, shit, we need to put Cap in here somewhere else they're going to be wondering where Cap is. Here's Cap.
Yeah, scheduling fudged up a bit. But otherwise, it was fine. I like all the interplay of all the villains. Like, Loki is still the master planner in the background, even though he's not in this episode.
But yeah, no, Malekith was a fun, just like cackling bad guy, which he does like. That's all he really needs to be. Just like, ha, fuck you, I'm doing this, bitch.
He's Skeletor.
Yeah. Ultron was still around doing the setup and all that kind of stuff.
It's weird. Ultron is like the ultimate ticking clock in 24 kind of scenario for this show, and I never would have expected that, but it's brilliant use of the character.
It just works. It just vibes. It's good. Also, we got some more Iron Man armors, which is something we don't normally get in this because you got to keep the animation model and everything, you know?
Yeah.
But overall, good episode.
Solid episode. But not as good as the last couple, but good. Good.
Hey,
the show has not missed yet.
You need something for rerun filler.
This is true. And what better than the Wasp in a bikini?
In the lineup with the Thor movie? Yeah. It definitely feels like, oh, hey, we need to... Thor!
Watch our movie. We are Toei Company Ltd. now.
But there's one other thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
The Guardians of Justice.
Damn, I didn't know DDP worked for Red Letter Media.
You joke, but... Okay. So I've been talking about this in a variety of places, friends and Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
I just need to talk about this because it is weird, it is wacky, it is fun. Okay. To give you a perspective, the production company that made this is literally called Bootleg Universe.
Yeah, I saw that logo.
Okay? It's Bootleg Universe. So this is directly meant to be a bootleg of the DC Universe.
Okay. Buster in the chat, EMH would have had 4 seasons in a movie if it came out in 2004 instead of 2010, I bet you. I'll take that bet, sir.
Hold on. These are being fucking weird and being uncomfy.
Mm.
Yeah. I talked about it on this week's components. Watch components. Subscribe and you'll see it. Okay.
Ooh.
So, these two characters are basically the Batman and Superman of the world. And I'm just going to refer to them as their DC counterparts to make it easier to tell the story.
Hmm.
So, it's a slightly different world where Superman showed up after World War III because of a mecha Hitler.
Cool.
Hitler turned himself into a cyborg, all that kind of stuff. And he's basically been making sure that there's peace on Earth ever since, as being like the Superman, the nuclear deterrent. You know, that kind of guy. Well, one day, on the news, he goes like, hey, I'm sad. Gun, kryptonite bullet, bang.
Wow.
And everybody's going like, Superman just fucking killed himself. What the fuck? So Batman, DDP, played by Diamond Dallas Page, is basically investigating everything to figure things out, to see what's going on. And it just gets fucking wild.
Okay.
Like, there is an entire organization that's basically Cobra.
Oh, you mean Hydra?
No, like they're Cobra.
Oh, you mean Intergang?
Yeah. No, this isn't Joe Quesada. This is by the dude who made the Punisher fan film with Thomas Jane.
Oh, Dirty Laundry?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also the guy who made Power/Rangers.
Oh, fuck that guy.
No, that's just what he does. He just made these things. He helps produce and makes them. Also, the guy who made the show is the showrunner for Castlevania.
Didn't he get outed as a pedophile?
No. That's the writer. That's Warren Ellis. This is the showrunner, the person who's keeping everybody organized.
On a scale of The Boys and Invincible, where does it fall?
A darker Watchmen. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's not for everybody. It is definitively not for everybody. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the name. It's Adi Shakir. Shanker. It's him. Also, he plays Lex Luthor. He's in the show. He plays Lex Luthor.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Do you care if I spoil it now?
Not really.
Because part of the reason why I'm fucking excited about it is just like the twist. Okay. So, first big twist. The Lois Lane was cheating on Superman.
Okay.
It's not Lois Lane. It's meant to be. We'll get to it, why it makes sense for this version. Because we're saying Superman, it's not Superman. It's those characters. It's that archetype. You got to think of it like this. I'm just oversimplifying by using the characters they're inspired by, okay? So, she didn't feel emotion. She felt she was put at a distance from the Superman character, so she went to the Aquaman character. So they were having an affair. Okay?
So there's no Mara character in this universe?
There's no what?
There's no Mara character in this universe?
Not as far as we're aware.
Okay.
So, Maybe. Who knows? This only came out like a week ago. Um, so the Black Canary
What if
and
this is Zack Snyder's Justice League sequel? He just handed the script to Adi Shakir.
the Black Canary and Green Arrow characters, they're actually getting high on the street drug that's going around,
All
and
right.
Batman finds them and goes like, "All right, you guys, you're fucked up, but you guys need to be heroes to help all the other fucked up people, and we're going to bring all these drug addicts to basically the Watchtower, and we're going to help clean them up." All right, we're going cool superhero stuff, right. Go on a little bit further. This universe has a Purple Man character
All right.
played by the guy who played the son in Breaking Bad. The guy with cerebral palsy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to remember the actor's name.
Yeah, he's in here. He does a really good job. Um, but here's the thing: the Superman character supposedly killed him. How are they making the drug off the dude? Because that's where the drug comes from. It comes from this dude.
R.J. Mitty.
Yeah. So pieces are coming together. What's going on? Well, the Batman character gets access to the Superman character's supercomputer and accesses it, and the supercomputer eventually goes like, "Hey, yo, by the way, you have some memories erased. I erased some memories of yours. Do you want me to show them to you?" It's a big dramatic thing. It's not as simple as I'm making it. So, here's the big twist.
Okay.
The reason why the Lois Lane character felt distant from the Superman character, why the Superman character was sad and distant from people, and a bunch of other little things. Him and the Batman character were in love. They were gay. But they're in a world, they're in the 1980s full of homophobia, and the Batman character couldn't handle it, so asked if he could forget his love and erase the relationship.
Huh. So this is just a shitty take on a Paul and Midnighter then, huh?
Yeah, more or less. But we'll get there's more. There is more. Yeah, yo. The Purple Man character is also gay, and he is often hounded by that in the news. So Superman and the Purple Man basically fell into each other's arms, seeing as they're the only people who kind of like they could relate to. That's why they faked the guy's death, so like he could go into hiding and all that stuff.
Oh, his death was fake.
Yeah, his death was faked.
Okay.
And like the entire time you're led to believe that, oh, this guy made the Superman character kill himself. No, he was there trying to prevent it.
Huh.
He was there to like trying to stop him because he loved him too much. But the guy was just too depressed and killed himself. Okay? But the Batman character pinned the murder on him.
What?
The Batman character pinned the murder on the purple dude. He made everyone believe that the purple dude killed him so they could start a fucking war against the Cobra people in order to have a unified enemy to get a massive army underneath the control of the Batman character and basically start a fascist coup again for the world. And this entire time you're thinking, oh, it's because he's power hungry. It's because he's power hungry. Because you're following the Flash. By the way, the Flash is a major point of view character.
Hang on, I gotta get some goddamn Tylenol.
I don't know what the themes are, but it's a fun watch because there's a lot of goofy shit going on. It's fun to look at. It's a very visually engaging piece of media. Buster. And it's very much. Jesus. I'm just waiting for Vac to put on headphones again.
Oh.
All
Okay,
right.
continue.
Okay. So, the Batman now has a basically fascist army. Okay?
Okay.
The Flash is going like, okay, we need to fucking. No, this is bullshit. Fuck it. This is all bullshit, right?
Right.
You're not wrong, Buster. You're not wrong.
Buster is 100% correct.
So the Flash character and the Shazam character are like working on a plan of like, all right, you need to get into the place, you got to do this, you got to fight this, distract them, do all this big old plan. So the Flash character is going through this whole plan, is fighting the Batman character. The Batman character is being fucking Batman, plans and plans and plans and contingencies and all that kind of stuff. As we then get to the end of the plan, where they're at the portal to leave, and the Shazam character shows up and starts to choke out the Flash, saying, this is probably for the greater good. The Batman guy does things for a reason. He's not doing this for no reason. I don't know why, but he's probably doing this for the greater good. And then
The greater good.
And then Batman just shows up and just goes like, kill her. And here's the thing. They've been having a budding romance the entire series. And the Shazam character fucking cracks her throat. You see a flash of light. It's the Robin dude who's been showing up the entire series. Their Shazam is Robin.
Huh.
And was raised by this dude to basically be a perfect little soldier for him. Netflix. It's on Netflix. Here's the thing. It is weird. It is wacky. It is very clunky. But it's a fun watch. Visually, they do a lot of interesting things. So even if the story is going to put you off completely, I suggest watching like the first 2 episodes just to see what they do visually, because it's very visually arresting. It's good.
Here's the thing, boy.
Uh-huh.
I would say this show sounds like a very interesting, compelling, like thought exciting idea for 14-year-olds who have never read a comic book in their life. But I'm 25 and I've been a DC fan all my life, so fuck this.
No. It's different. Because we actually reveal why Batman did all the things. Guardians of Justice. Should be able to find it relatively easy. I found it relatively easy. So when the Superman character first came to the Batman character, when they first met all those years ago, he basically went, oh yeah, by the way, Galactus is gonna show up one day, and we need to do everything in our power to stop it. And now that Superman is dead, the only option the Batman character saw was basically arming the entire population of Earth in order to stop Galactus.
Buster, you're a fucking adult. Why do you... Oh, god damn it. Jesus.
Yeah.
Kill your parents for me, will you?
So basically, the whole point is, what if Ozymandias won? It's Watchmen, but what if Ozymandias won?
No.
It is interesting as a thought experiment and as an interesting show. I understand that you're just sitting here going like, no, but here's the thing. It's not Batman. It's not Superman.
But it's them with the serial numbers filed off. And that's close enough for me to be like, no.
I mean, that's a lot of superheroes if we're being honest here.
And this is coming from somebody who loves Injustice's take on fucking Dictator Superman.
Here's the thing, it's not Dictator Superman.
I didn't say it was!
It's Dictator Batman. But here's the thing, it's not even Dictator Batman. He's not doing this because, oh, power and I have to be in control. He's doing this as like the super paranoid precautionist Batman trying to basically stop Galactus.
Well, this is an extrapolation on Tower of Babel to an extent.
Yes.
Not the fucking game, the comic, you pleb.
But there's also, like, a charm in the fact that, like, this was done on a shoestring budget. Like, remember Danger 5?
Vaguely.
The Australian comedy show, Toku thing?
Oh, yeah.
Think like that, visually. It does a lot of things like that. DDP's fun in it. DDP...
So you're a pleb!
We knew this about Buster.
Yeah.
Again, I will say this. It doesn't do anything super new other than what I would say is the gay twist. The gay twist is fun.
How is that new? Apollo and Midnighter exists.
No, I can totally make fun of you for liking The Boys because it's written by a person who hates superheroes. Tell me I'm wrong. And besides, The Boy, this is a fun visual aesthetic.
For you.
No, in general. You haven't watched it. You don't know what the visual aesthetic is.
I've seen the trailer, and that was enough for me to go, this looks like Space Cop.
Nah. I like it. It's good.
God, this show is just us screaming at each other. The TV show, no the comic, no the game, no the movie, no the game, no the comic.
Fuck.
Let's talk about fucking toys.
We will talk about toys. Give me goddamn second, you fucking asshole.
Hey, buddy, I love you and I respect your opinion. It's just not mine.
Speaking of assholes, Hush.
Yeah. This figure got teased by good old Titty Mick this week, and
by a good old Mr. Titty.
And so I'm not the only one who sees it, right? The coloring for this figure is kind of off.
Yeah.
Kind of whitish compared to the art, wouldn't you say? Almost makes it look like a cum rag.
I thought you were about to say Rorschach, but then I didn't realize the same thing. That made you laugh a little too hard with that one.
There's a new Rorschach third-party figure that a lot of people have been reviewing lately and overhyping.
But it's Hush. It's fucking Hush. What do you fucking want to say? It's Hush.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. It's Hush.
It had one good story.
He had one okay story that the best part about it didn't involve him whatsoever.
It's Hush.
It's Hush. It's Hush. It's Hush. That's his theme song now.
But, hold on. While I try and pull up the other no thing.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Is this the... Oh. It's just a tease. I thought it was something more. Batman 1/6 scale Batmobile teased by Hot Toys. Look at that Batmobile butt.
Yeah, Hot Toys has done all the big name Batmobiles from live action movies so far. They did the 1989 one. They did the Tumbler from The Dark Knight. And I guess now they're going to do another one. So keep in mind, this is in scale with 12-inch figures. Like fucking big ass boys. So you got to have an entire shelf ready for this thing.
I think that's a bot. I don't know.
I think Buster, do you know this person? What's the trivia question? I'm curious. If it turns out to be a link to a sketchy website, I'll mute them. Ask me your question.
That sounds like something a bot would say.
Yeah. People listening on the replay are gonna love this.
No.
Yes, I'm ready. What's the question? Hit me. A hippo?
Okay, Jesus fuck, dude. Hippo?
What? Hippos are pretty big.
They're not predators.
Bro, have you seen what a hippo can do with its jaws?
They're obligate herbivores.
Okay. What's your answer, smart guy? For your big fancy species words?
If going by mass, it's probably tiger. It's probably tiger if we're talking naturally occurring. I know ligers can get bigger. Polar bears are smaller than tigers.
Ligers are a real thing?
Yes.
I thought that was just a word they use in animus.
Liger? No, it's mom's a lion, dad's a tiger.
So Jushin Thunder Liger is based on a real animal then. Wow.
To a technicality. No, because the only bigger predators I can think of are orcas, and they're in the ocean.
All right.
Yeah, fucking tiger.
Tiger, sure. Watch it be like Jeff Bezos or something.
Now we're just not going to get an answer. That's just... Polar bears are...
Polar bears are bigger than tigers? Wow. Okay.
Not for long. Right. They're starving.
Well, anyway, I don't want that Batmobile. It's too fucking big. I don't want to buy it.
Hey, do you want the other Batman?
Yeah.
This Mezco Batman?
Yeah, Mezco 112 Collective, The Batman, is up for pre-orders everywhere. It's going to be $125, and you get a fuck ton of shit. And it looks very movie accurate, which is rare for Mezco. Usually they put some of their own flair on shit. But, oh boy, is that nice looking.
Yeah.
But I don't do movie stuff. I don't do movie stuff.
But look at Robert Pattinson's pout.
It's a good pout. He pouts good.
And it features a cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good looking figure.
Mezco
don't miss.
If they miss, they'd be called Misco.
Hey.
We also got some more multiverse early listings as they're coming up.
Yeah, because Walmart.com, they don't give a fuck about your news cycle. They just go, oh, we got pictures from Todd. Let's put them on the website. Fuck it. So, Anti-Crisis Wonder Woman is coming. Apparently this was a thing in death metal.
Mm.
I don't fucking care. Give me a regular classic style Wonder Woman, Todd.
Mezco does sound like it could be the brand of a cracker.
Yeah.
And then we got some John Kent.
Superman John Kent, specifically based on his look and future state. So if you're reading Son of Kal-El, this is not a figure of that. This is a figure the first time he was Superman on the Legion of Superheroes. But, like, we're one step closer. It's coming. I can feel it in the air tonight.
No cape, but is he wearing eyeliner?
No, they're just trying to give him heat vision eyes because it's based on a specific cover.
That Todd McFarlane makes everything himself. I mean, if he's gonna pay himself that much,
the company was originally called Todd's Toys, and now it's called McFarlane Toys. He set himself up for this joke.
I mean, if he's gonna pay himself that much, he should be doing all that work.
Also, he personally announces everything in Facebook videos, so fuck it.
Hey, got some hiya toys. Hiya toys. So we got Judge Fire and the Giant.
I have never heard of these characters before, but they look solid. They look like good figures of Judge Dredd characters.
Yeah.
I need to read some fucking Judge Dredd.
Yeah, I need to too. I read like some of the early stuff and it was fun. I just need to read more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to the Moon arc.
We should do an entire segment called the Judge Dredd Journey. It's just every week we have to read 5 issues of Judge Dredd and then review them together. Like we're a fucking podcast or something.
We are a fucking podcast. But we're not a fucking podcast.
No, that'll come later. Much later.
We got some Marvel Legends 3 3/4.
Yeah, they did the Marvel Legends team did an Instagram stream this week because the fucking who cares about the 3 3/4 and stuff. And by that I mean I know people care on a novelty factor. I just don't.
Yeah.
But I put this in here because we got to see the first in-hand shots of Legends, Kate Clint, and Infinite Ultron.
Nice. They look good. I like the Javelin. Aki has returned and graced us with their presence.
I'm sure they'll announce shit eventually, Buster.
Yeah.
Also, I like the Judge-a-thon name. Let's trademark that.
Judge-a-thon.
Yeah.
Next up, we have... Yeah, tell us about it, bud.
And last but certainly not least, remember that Mondo figure that we lost our shit over because it's fucking 12 inches tall and it's animation Wolverine with the picture frame in the box lying down
with the meme.
Yeah, the SDCC box was literally him doing the meme, and that was the special packaging. Here's the regular release. This is the regular version of it that you can pre-order from anywhere. It does come with the picture frame, but it's not the special packaging of him laying down on bed. So whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it still looks cool.
It looks cool, but it's too big.
I mean, as like a center, here's the thing. I give less of a shit about scale. As a centerpiece figure, that's fucking dope.
And honestly, I should stop giving less of a shit about scale. I should stop giving less of a shit about modern toys, honestly. I kind of want to... I've been thinking for like a year and a half now that I would be better served if I went to being one of those weirdos who just prowls eBay and garage sales and vintage stores for the shit we grew up with. I'm gonna collect the Batman 2004. I'm gonna collect G.I. Joe Valor vs. Venom. I'm gonna collect Transformers Unicron trilogy. Fuck it, I never watched the show growing up, but I'll collect He-Man 2002. Let's do it, baby.
But that's it for toy news. You know what it's time for, bud?
Are we going to talk about comic books on our comic book podcast?
Oh, fuck. I think we are. Yo, tell me about the book you read, Gwenverse.
All right. Spider-Gwen in the Gwenverse. It's, okay. I liked it.
Okay.
Uh,
Vacu's always been
listen,
Boomer.
I am the most boomer of the group. That is true.
Except
Um,
Cody. Cody's a little Boomer every once in a while.
yeah, but like I can out boomer him. In
Yeah.
a boomering contest, I will out boomer Cody every time.
We will get to that, Buster. We will get to that.
All right, I'm not looking at the chat anymore because I'm trying to look at these panels. So I haven't read Spider Gwen in a long ass time. The
Uh-huh.
last time I read any Spider Gwen was like the first 5 issues of her first solo series.
Mm.
So like I know shit about Spider Gwen, but like
But
and
you were powerless to the power of blondes.
always. This does do a decent job of like hand holding you, especially if like you only know her from the Spider-Verse movie. It's like, hey, I have a symbiote costume now, but it's not a big deal. Hey, I'm in a band and Mary Jane is the lead singer, but I wanted to start the band when I was a kid because I have a fucking need for attention. Hey, my dad lost his job as the captain to protect my secret identity, and he's really strict about it. Also, my identity is out now, and I'm going to school in the 616.
All right.
Yeah, that was my reaction too. Uh, anyway, the impetus for the story is she's having a shitty day, and she decides to go to the 616 to hang out with Miles and Peter. Because I was just in the fucking 616 now, and I'm still not over that. But meanwhile, in the future, a fucking Lady Gaga allegory is trying to create an ultimate artwork because it's the end of time, and she wants to live on forever throughout all time. So she steals all these Marvel artifacts, Doctor Doom's time platform, the Sphinx's cast stone, Kang's time ship, the Pigeon's time egg, and the Talus. And there's one ingredient that's missing. But she's like, whatever, fuck it, it'll be fine. I'm gonna go reincarnate myself into Bolivian. But because she has the one piece missing, it misfires. And as Gwen's stepping through a portal to the multiverse, it zaps her, and she falls through the multiverse. But she's rescued by Spider Zero, who is a character I had never heard of before, but apparently she exists. All right, fine. And she's like, "Hey, your shit got fucked up. We should probably fix that. Let's go back to the present so we can regroup for a second. Oh no, you're 4 in this universe. What happened? We got to go back in time and meet Gwen Stacy 4. Let's do that." And Gwen Stacy 4 is a real loudmouth bitch, and they're not quite sure how to deal with her. Uh, and fucking Nightbird, who is fucking Gwen Stacy if she was Jean Grey, shows up at the end as a big scary bad guy.
Damn, we have some fucking controversy in the fucking chat. Uh,
What?
Buster said Gwen X MJ though as a ship. And then Aki just went like no because that's so basic and uninspired.
I mean, I'd read. Yeah, sure, I'll read.
You said a fucking P, bud.
Fuck
You
you!
said a
Fuck you!
fucking
Shut the
P.
fuck up! Fuck you! Shut the
You,
fuck up! Fuck you! Shut the fuck up! Fuck you! Shut the fuck up!
you
We're on
said a
stream. I'm
P.
trying to be clean.
Nope. You said puh. You said poor. You said poor.
I read panels of it. Fuck you.
No, you had an O in there. You had an O in there,
It was
bud.
fine. I thought it was okay. The art was a little fucking paint by numbers, but other than that, it was fine. I might read the second issue. I don't know. Fuck.
Camera of shame. Cam of shame. You okay there, bud? Supergirl is mid at best. Oh wow, I thought that'd get him.
I'm in the bathroom taking a shit.
Sir? 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 Is he really in the bathroom? Is he really doing this to us in our time of need? In the time? Our precious podcast time? How can he do this to us?
It was a good shit.
Really? You good?
I hated you so much. Fuck you.
You back? I don't see you. Are you back?
I am back. Refresh the camera.
Okay. What the fuck is going on? My camera's fine. There you are.
Weird.
Weird and fucking not
Yeah,
pilled.
you did break me. You weirdos. You fucking sex pervert weirdos who tried to say I was saying porn when I was saying panels. You're weirdos.
Vac, I am looking in your direction questioningly.
Are you really looking in the direction of South Carolina?
I'm looking at you in the fucking camera, bud.
All I'm saying is Peter's had that dream, and you all know it. If he can have the dream about MJ and Felicia, he can have the dream about Gwen and MJ.
So Devil's Reign Moon Knight.
Oh, I love the bombastic bag, man.
This is just when Moon Knight's in jail. And it's basically like, they start at a fight club amongst the prisoners, and Moon Knight goes like, alright, I'm fucking joining that. And the whole reason why is because the person who's basically the champion is an abusive, asshole to his ex-wife and kid. And
Sick.
And before he went to jail, the ex-wife basically went, hey, my kid has started showing powers, and my abusive ex-husband's in jail, but he's been threatening and talking about coming and hurting me and getting her. Can you do something about it? And Moon Knight's like, bet. So he let himself get caught, put in jail, so he could fight this dude and basically go like, hey, you ain't nothing, bitch, fuck you. I'm gonna stab you in the dick if you hurt your family.
Oh, nice. I love that scene from Daredevil Season 1.
Yeah. Also, the entire time, there's like this fun little thing where, there's a bunch of dudes with like a little moon scar in their forehead, and they're going like, oh, this new guy's ain't that tough. This new guy ain't that tough. And he just walks up and goes like, oh yeah? And they just go like, oh, who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who put the scar on your forehead. And they're just like, oh shit, it's fucking Moon Knight. And they all just scatter. It's fun.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But the bad guy where he shares the cell with goes like, hey, why aren't you with the other heroes? And you go like, the other heroes fucking hate me. Have you seen Moon Knight? I'm a piece of shit. They don't like me. Why would they want to hang out with me?
I'm a religious zealot, dude. Do you have any idea how many times I've tried to convert them?
Because, like, dude, it's just like they show Reed and Sue, and he just goes like, why aren't you hanging out with the other heroes? And he goes like, I'm Moon Knight. But something going on Twitter?
Did we get hacked?
I don't think so. Oh, Lord. We fucking notifications.
Notifications to the Twitter? What?
No, I'm just saying a bunch of shit. Just memes. But,
that should be in the reverse order, but yes.
Yep. Yeah, so
Fuck you all.
Devil's Reign, Moon Knight, pretty good.
I want to go back to hanging out with Morphin Legacy.
Hey, tell me about Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Oh, this issue was great. This issue was really nice because it picks up a little bit after the last one with them basically saying we discovered that there was a big ass fortress underneath Lex's place, but it's all lead lined and like Lex is untouchable, so we can't do anything about it. So we're just gonna bait out these people that are killing heroes and interrogate them, and they do that. And there's a really great scene where they think they threw Nightwing to his death off a roof, and then Superman just flies up and he's like, I have some questions. And they're like, shouldn't you go save him? And it's like, nah, he'll be fine. Because Nightwing has fucking wingsuit capabilities now. Which is the most brilliant addition to a costume I've seen in a long ass time. Like, that makes so much sense.
Also, isn't apparently the way they show that through like airline how-to thingamajigs, and it's just like the most blank face Dick Grayson, just like.
Yeah, that's been a thing throughout this series too. Like whenever they show him doing something with his suit, it's explained that way. Like when he pulls out his for lack of a better term, his billy clubs. that they show it that way. Because his billy clubs have a whole bunch of like penguin umbrella gadget type stuff. And then Nightwing gets back up on the roof, and they're just like blasting the fuck out of John. And John's like, they seem pretty angry, and he's just standing there. And Nightwing's like, you want some help? And he's like, nah, I got it. So he quickly grabs this one guy who tries to headbutt him, and the other two fly away. And so they start asking him questions, and we see, of course, they're part of the Rising. Henry Bendix is controlling them. So he says some shit to try and scare John, and then he fucking self-destructs the guy while he's right there. And it's like a big splash page, and then a panel of John looking shook. And then Nightwing's like, are you okay? And John's like, and Nightwing's like, oh shit. And he just hugs him. And we cut to later that night at the Kent house. And Dick's making tea. And I fucking love this artist in t-shirts. He's wearing there's always like clever shirts in the Nightwing series, and now it's been ported over to Son of Kal-El because the same artist is drawing both issues of this crossover. He's wearing a shirt that says approved by the authority of DC Comics. Yeah. But he's making tea, and Lois is like, so how's he doing? And he's like, well, he's doing okay, but I'm going to go have a talk with him. In the meantime, I want you to think about joining the Rising as their public face. And or joining the Truth as their public face. And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, you're like the most famous journalist in the world. If anybody can give them credit, it's you. And you're not going to be able to, and you'll be able to do it a whole lot easier than you would at the Planet. And she's like, yeah, fair enough. I'll think about it. So he goes upstairs, and they have this big, long conversation, like most of the issue, about what it means to be a hero, what it means to be legacy heroes with these big famous fathers to live up to, and how John even kind of looks up to Dick a fair bit because of the impression he made on him when he was a kid. And it's just a really nice, really heartfelt scene of these two characters just being open and talking to each other. These two arguably very masculine characters having that. It's a wholesome masculinity moment, and I dug it. But then Jay comes running in and spooks the shit out of Dick because he didn't know Jay had powers. And he walks through a wall, and then he's like, wait, who are you? Who are you? I'm Dick Grayson. I'm the leader of the Truth. Oh. And then Lois kicks in the door with a big space gun. Because they all thought like something was going wrong. And it's funny. But then we find out that the hero blowing up is being blamed on John by Bendix's government, and that it's a whole thing. And now uh, Lois makes a decision like, okay, yeah, I'm going to take charge of the truth, and I'm going to prove you're innocent. And that's where we're left off. Pretty solid crossover this has been. I'm liking the synergy between these books, and Tom Taylor continues to be a really good writer at writing main continuity DC, and I don't know why he doesn't do it more.
Nice. So we both read The Women of Marvel.
Yeah, this was totally on a whim, but I'm glad I read it because they are pretty solid little collection of short stories.
Well, I mean, Marvel does this Marvel does this on a semi-regular basis, where like very important, for lack of a better way of describing it, minority days.
Yeah, this was released for International Women's Day.
So it's International Women's Day, Black History Month. I know they did one for Asian Americans. I know they do one for Pride.
Yeah, I read that one.
Ben Dix. Ben Dix. No, this is just a fun little anthology of just a couple, like, fun little short stories.
Yeah, I liked the Black Cat through line. I really liked the Jessica Jones short story. But I gotta ask, was that character that Wanda helps out supposed to be someone I should know?
I don't know. Not
Okay.
off the top of my head. It may be someone they want to set up in the future. It may not be. I didn't recognize her, so.
I mean, it was a cute story, very wholesome, very connected, but the whole time I was just going, am I supposed to know this person?
Yeah. One thing, though, is a little just odd. It's just like, only one of the women on the cover has anything to do in the book.
Yeah. Like, Shauna the She-Devil gets a whole ass short story in this, and she's not on the cover. And that's a whole thing where, like, I had no idea Shauna the She-Devil was married to Kazar and they had a kid.
Yeah, that's been a thing in Kazar for a while.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just fucking didn't know. So I was like, oh, okay. Because all I know about Shauna the She-Devil is she was introduced as part of that wave of books they did to appeal to second wave feminists that were also like subtly shoring up copyright for female versions of characters.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Like,
I don't know how I feel about that opinion on Tom Taylor, because I haven't read much ongoing Tom Taylor stuff.
I get that feeling more so just because Twitter tends to make stuff in his books into topics of the month. Like, I stopped keeping in touch with comic Twitter for a little bit just because it felt like every fucking week people were flipping out over an issue of Son of Kal-El. And I was like, this book is fine. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Yes, it's doing progressive things, but Tom Taylor's a progressive writer. What the fuck did you expect?
And I mean, comics have always had a history of talking about the day's issues. It's just the day's issues today change every hour.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he tends to make solid stories out of them, too. It's not like Nick Spencer where it literally feels like you're reading a Twitter timeline.
Yeah. But no. If you just want a bunch of fun little short stories focused around the Women of Marvel comics, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I also thought the Squirrel Girl Black Widow short was cute.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. It's okay.
Yeah.
I like the addition of a hood to Black Widow's costume. I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, no. It's good. It's good. Yeah. But we also both read Hawkeye.
Yeah, this was a pretty good... Wasn't this the final issue?
I think so. It said the end at the end.
Yeah.
But it's also it's maybe like one of those, like, if it works, we're going to keep going. If it doesn't, we'll just call it a limited series.
Mm-hmm. I think, excuse me, Cassie and America got solid characterization in this, and they also didn't feel like they overshadowed Kate and her sister getting some final character resolution, and also just doing some cool little throwbacks for Kate, like getting to see her in her original costume in that Hall of Mirrors thing, and I completely forgot her original costume was so cringe.
Mm. No, it was a fun little, just like it's a fun little Kate story to coincide with the Netflix, not Netflix, the Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read a Mark Russell or John Ridley book, Aki, or maybe I have and I don't.
Mark Russell is the guy writing One Star Squadron.
Ah, mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Taylor's been doing Dark Ages at Marvel, so.
And I mean, like, I like Russell sometimes, but he does feel like he's beating me over the head sometimes, too. Like,
I think it's just, like, they both beat you over the head with political topics. It's just which style of bat would you prefer? Like, which bat is better for your head?
yeah.
You know?
I like the steel spray-painted black ones that Sting carries around.
But yeah, no, read Hawkeye Kate Bishop. It's a fun, cute little book.
Yeah, and it's over now. It's 5 issues. You can read it in, like, an afternoon.
Yeah.
It'll be a $20 trade next week.
I read Eternals issue 10.
How was that?
They're trying to sneak into Avengers HQ.
Mm.
They're trying to do all that to get information and do all that kind of stuff.
Is this leading into that event?
Yes.
Okay.
All the while, Thanos is trying to figure out how to integrate himself into the Eternal Resurrection Machine more. For power and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's doing fuckboy shit, as always.
And he talks to Druig, and he goes like, "Ah, man, I just wish I could figure out this information and do all that kind of stuff." And Druig goes like, "Well, there's a couple of Eternals who got resurrected. You might want to know and talk to." Druig, who? Who would I want to talk to? Well, they're your mom and their dad. What?
I thought he was going to say Star Fox for a second there.
No. It's his parents, because they're technically not Titan Eternals. They're Earth Eternals.
Really? I didn't
know
So
when they die, they get resurrected on Earth. So Thanos goes, oh, and just starts killing them over and over and over again. Torture and torture. And he just goes like, fuck you, I hate you. He's not even trying to get information out of them. He's just trying to kill them.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, he's just killing them. And ultimately, it's to try and get some information. But eventually, Mentor just goes like, bro, I'm not going to give you anything. Fuck you. And he goes like, all right. And he drops a plasma bomb on a town of 10,000. And all the other Eternals go like, oh shit, we gotta fucking go help that. We gotta go fucking save the day. Because that's us. That's on us. That's us shit. Fuck, we gotta do something. So they're off going to try and deal with that. So yeah, That's where the issue ends. It's Eternals. It is really good if you like big, dumb, cosmic Marvel shit.
Nice.
Hey, speaking of big, dumb, cosmic shit, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh boy.
Oh, did I hit the nail on the head with the dumb?
A little bit. Because this is the first issue by new head writer Matt Groom. And I liked it up until the last, 3 pages.
Oof. That's a fucking sentence. That's a fucking nail.
Yeah, because there's some good ideas here and some solid characterization. Like, he's trying to pick up after the Eltarian War without, directly making this about the Eltarian War. The plot of the issue is literally, hey, the command center got blowed up. What do we do about that? Well, it's not a big deal. The power chamber's still there underground. You can still morph. Your connection to the morphing grid is still there. But without the command center, there's nothing shielding you. There's no long-range sensors or anything. So you're extremely susceptible to a surprise attack that could cut off your connection to the morphing grid. So we better rebuild or get a new command center. How would we get a new command center? Well, they're made standard. It's an Eltarian outpost. There's millions of them across the universe. We could just go get another one. Oh. And I actually thought, like, okay, that's a really cool addition to the canon.
Okay.
I like that expansion on Eltar. So they borrow an Eltarian ship from Promethea, and they're going to go to a couple planets and see if they can find an abandoned one they can take. But we get a big reveal about Rocky, which is that he's fucking Brock from Pokemon. He's got a bajillion siblings, and his mom's a single mom who's almost never there. And he's the oldest. So he's juggling Power Ranger shit with taking care of his younger sibling.
Okay.
And, like,
that's
a really cool addition to the canon.
Uh-huh.
Because, like,
I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
It makes so much of Rocky's character make sense. Like, how he's a goofball, and he's constantly trying to cut loose in the show. Because, like, being a Power Ranger is his escape from reality. It also kind of makes him like Jason, constantly taking on all this pressure, just in a different way. And it turns out he can't go on the mission because his mom has to go on a business trip, because after the invasion fucked up Angel Grove, the big bosses at her company are looking for any excuse to close her branch. So she has to go there and basically argue for her job's existence.
Oof.
So he's like, yeah, no problem, I'll stay behind. Guys, I can't go to space with you. And right when that happens, the fucking moon disappears? Correction, it doesn't disappear, it turns invisible. So Zed's up to some shit, but we don't know what.
Okay.
Because Zed's not in this issue at all. Because the Rangers go ahead and take off because they're like, all right, we need this command center as fast as fucking possible. Because whatever Zed's trying to pull, it's going to be a problem. And we want to be at peak performance. So we're just going to go get this command center and we'll be right back, Rocky. You and Matt, the new Green Ranger, stay here and protect what's left of the command center and, like, your families and shit. It's fine. So the Rangers leave, and immediately Rocky and Matt get ambushed by these fucking robots. And I'm like, those look like Machine Empire guys. Okay. Alright. We're fucking doing Zeos shit. Alright. And then 2 pages later, they reveal it's an original character.
Ooh. Okay, now I see now I see the shoe. Now I see the shoe.
Yeah. And then we cut to show the Rangers in deep space, and they're going to take this abandoned command center that's on a planet entirely covered in water, and it's not Aquitar! Aquitar is right there! Why won't you fucking use it? They were the closest allies to the Mighty Morphin Rangers in the fucking show. What the fuck?
So basically, it's falling into the same problems again of too much OC shit.
Yeah. Like, and it's not even like, okay, I get it. You have these cool original ideas that you want to try out, and I can understand where you're coming from. It's, okay, but there's a thing for the show that's the exact same that's literally right there. Why don't you use it? It would make perfect sense to use it. Like, it's twice as frustrating for me.
So here's the thing. You could have easily just made, like, easy thing. You want to make an OC, and you want to make him Power Rangers, and you go like, oh, he's a robot dude. Just make him a fucking general of the Machine Empire.
Yeah. Make him one of those Beetleborgs from Forever Red. Who cares? They didn't have personalities or backstories.
It seems like they only have the rights to Mighty, like, MMPR, and that's it. And they have to make everything else up.
But then they'll randomly throw in, like, they'll do crossovers and throw in SPD and Time Force and Samurai. It's like, what the fuck? Ah! I'm turning into Linkara.
So would you suggest reading the book?
I mean, other than fanboy shit that pisses me off, it is fine. It's good.
All right.
I love the Rocky characterization. That's a really cool scene reveal thing.
Why, if like Rocky's kind of a major part of the book, why isn't Rocky on the cover?
I don't know, man.
All right, next book. Venom issue 6.
Adrenaline momentum. Go get him.
Uh, Essentially, what's going on is it's kind of a lot and a little and nothing. It's a fun read. It's not hard to read or bad to read. Podcast before this, interesting.
Yeah, well, I like Ranger Command Power Hour, but I wouldn't give Tricky B a writing job on the show.
Essentially, the people chasing down Venom have permission to do so from the government now. Uh, they and Dylan and the symbiote are laying low in areas, but Dylan wants to be a hero, and the Venom symbiote's going like, "Buddy, I know you want to be a hero, but like, I get pretty aggro in the field, dude." I get pretty pissed. And, like, you might not be that much of a hero if we keep working together. But Dylan goes like, fuck you, bitch, we're heroes. We're gonna be good guys. Also, we know my dad's alive and things are gonna be weird.
He fucking would. He can't take your Zoomer-ness.
So yeah, Venom. It's okay. It's good.
Cool.
Hey, tell me about the 5th issue of Last Flight Out.
All right, this is the penultimate issue of this book. And if you remember last issue, it ended on a massive fucking cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Which was that the military guys left them in the middle of nowhere, or left them outside of Chicago and basically said, fuck you, we're going to say you died and we couldn't save you, and we're going to leave Earth without you. So what do they do this issue? They decide, well, fuck it, let's go to Canada and see if, because we had a prototype in Canada, maybe we could just take that to catch up to the ship. So it's mostly like them walking around trying to find new clothes and transportation, and then driving to Canada. And we get some heartfelt exchanges between the daughter and the dad, and kind of trying to mend their relationship and whatnot. And it's all very cute. And then we get a big fucking reveal about this timeline, which is that Canada chose to maintain its sovereignty in the wake of the global exodus, and they built a massive fucking border wall, and Canada's just chaos now? Okay.
That's a fucking weird twist to just show up in the 5th issue.
Yeah. So they get to the border, and the scientist guy, main character, tries to go up to border control and is like, "Hey, let us through. I'm the scientist man. I'll take you on the prototype with me." And he gets shot with tranq darts. And then the daughter and the boyfriend get shot with tranq darts. And they wake up in a holding cell, and it's like, "All right, we ran your IDs and everything. You're good. You can come into Canada. But you were asleep like 8 hours, and the ship is leaving now. It's like, walk outside. Oh, it's over Canada right now. Fuck. What do we do?" This is pretty good. I liked it.
All right. Next book.
Yeah.
X Lives of Wolverine.
Which one is this?
Lives.
But what's going on in it?
This is the one where they're traveling through time and they're fighting Red Omega through timelines.
Okay.
Essentially just like some of those like little bits and bobs get wrapped up. The big thing though that happened in this issue is the present day Wolverine body is possessed by Red Omega and stabbed Charles in the shoulder. And that's kind of where the book leaves off. Well, it's like, I'm saying X because it's an X-Men book, but it's also like, it's the 10 lives of Wolverine, the 10 deaths of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to be symbolic and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it is. I have a feeling this issue will read a lot better in the whole. Because it's just kind of like wrapping up a bunch of little other stories, going like, oh man, what's fucking happening with Wolverine? Also, there's one big bit where they're in Weapon X, where the scientist guy is like looking through Wolverine's DNA and goes like, "Oh, hey, you got some symbiote thing in your system. That's weird," hinting at Venom Nom, which was a miniseries that happened a little bit ago during King of Black.
Yeah.
And so like that's a whole big thing where like Venomized Wolverine is fighting Weapon X, and that's why they go with the adamantium instead of trying to enhance his inherent abilities. That way they can control him easier, that kind of thing. But yeah. Good. But X deaths, future Wolverine has teamed up with Daken, Scout, and Laura Kinney Wolverine. And they're going through and just searching for the stuff. They're trying to find Moira. They find Moira. They go through a little fight. They do some stuff. And eventually, future Wolverine gets hurt. And the Phalanx starts taking over his body. Because that's what the suit is. It's a Phalanx suit.
Yeah.
Also, we get a reveal of how like he traveled in the past. Forge made Krakoan tech that could do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. These are both the penultimate issues to their each respective bits. So everything's kind of it's wrapping up. It's getting to the climax of them, and it's probably going to wrap up in the next one. And we'll have more concrete information of what's going on. Not necessarily what's going on, but like, boom, where we're going. I also read issue 23 of Thor, the end of God of Hammers.
Cool.
Okay. So Thor is now the Allfather because Odin died. He has all of the Odin powers. Just all of it.
I thought he was older for a while now.
No, he only had some of the powers because Odin was still alive.
Okay.
Now he has all... Like, he was at 50% Odin. Now he's 100% Odin power.
Alright.
Okay. And he's just fighting Mjolnir some more. And he's just going like, fuck this shit. Sif, I need your sword. And so Sif just sends down the fucking Bifrost sword. And he's just holding it and controlling the Bifrost. Like, wrapping it around the electricity that Mjolnir is. And Mjolnir's going like, you can't control me. I'm fucking thunder, bitch. And Thor just goes like, I'm the Allfather. No, I control you. And so he transport himself and Mjolnir to the forge where Mjolnir was made. And goes like, hey, this is where you were made. And he turns it on. And it gets so hot to basically the way Thor puts it is like, it's so hot, all your strength and magic disappear. And he holds the hammer and just slams it against the rock that's there. And just breaks Mjolnir. Just kills it. Just like, fuck this shit. I don't want to deal with it right now.
Mm.
And then he falls asleep.
Wow.
For like 4 weeks, I think it said.
Oh my god.
And he wakes up in his bed next to his mom and Loki, Angela, just like all of his family. And he goes like, oh shit, oh fuck, okay, I need to, and he tries to get up and he goes like, whoa,
He's like, whoa, that was some party.
No, it's more of like, I need to do shit. And they're like going, Thor, stop, calm down. And he's like, no, I need to do things. And Angela just basically stops and goes like, Thor, there was nothing in the body left. We are just gonna hold a ceremony. And he's trying to like argue, go like, no, I need to do something. I need to be king. And he just looks sad for a second and goes like, thank you. Basically, thank you for holding off on the ceremony till I wake up. And Angela goes like, but Thor, in the meantime, I did do something else for you. And she takes him to a room, and there's Mjolnir, broken in pieces, with gold lacquer in between the broken pieces. Like that French pottery, Japanese pottery technique.
Yeah.
And she goes, it doesn't have the magic anymore, but angels can do some miracles.
Hmm.
You know? And Thor's just thankful for it, and he goes like, "Yeah, I just need I need a moment to clear my head. Just shit has been wild."
Leave me alone with my hammer for a moment.
And Angel's like, "Yeah." And then he hears a voice, and it's Odin talking to him, and he just looks up at the hammer and goes like, "No, Dad." Like we just leave on an image of the hammer just saying Thor. Like I can't remember what it exactly was saying, but it was like, "Yo, what's up?" So Odin might be possessing Mjolnir now.
Thor can't catch a fucking break, dude.
It's good. It's solid. It's fun. Donnie Case's Thor, peak Thor, good Thor.
Yeah.
Tell me about Captain Carter.
Yeah, this was pretty cool. This is a 5-issue mini that's just kicking off. That's basically, what if we did, what if we did Captain Carter waking up in modern day? Because you've seen Captain Carter in World War II, you've seen her at post-Avengers shit. Here's the story of Captain Carter waking up and rejoining the world, and it's pretty cool. There's a scene right at the start where, because she's found by a Russian submarine. This was written months and months ago. Fucking the people who found her, a liaison for the American government and a liaison for the British government, are like arguing over who should get custody of her, and she just fucking breaks the table they're all sitting at, and she's like, "I have custody of myself, and I want to go home. So this nice gentleman is going to take me home on his helicopter, and the rest of you are going to shut the fuck up." And it's great.
Yeah.
So we get all the standard stuff, the standard Steve Rogers-y stuff of her adjusting to modern day. She's eating at old people restaurants. She's being sad buildings aren't in the same place anymore. She's weirded out by phones and modern media showing too much skin. And she's got a quirky neighbor who is a musician that works with computers. And so she's waking her up at all hours of the night with testing songs and stuff like that. But she goes to meet with the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister is like, "All right, so you've had a few weeks to adjust the world. You're ready to get back to work, right? Because we need a British superhero. There's so many fucking American superheroes and a bunch of Russian ones. Will you please be the first British superhero? Here, we made you a new suit." And she's like, "I don't know how I feel about that." And they're like, "All right on. Anyway, here's Agent Lizzie Braddock. She's going to take you home. Instead, Peggy asks to be taken to her own grave, and she sees that she's buried alongside the rest of her family, and asks to be left alone, and has a big emotional narration moment, and it's really sad. And then we cut to her on the bus on the way home, and she gets attacked by fucking Hydra. They knock the bus over, they start shooting at her. They kill a bunch of innocent people, and she grabs one of the guys, and she's like, "Hey, fucking explain yourself." And he just goes, "Hail Hydra," and takes the cyanide capsule. She's like, "Okay, I need to talk to the Prime Minister." And the next morning, her neighbor is like, "Oh my God, you're Captain Carter," because it was on the news. Because of course it was on the news. And she's like, "All right, I guess I gotta get right down there. I gotta figure this out." And she steps outside, and the entire fucking media is out there. And of course she didn't expect that because she's from the fucking 40s.
Yeah.
So it's a solid start. I'll read the second issue. I don't know how to feel about it yet. It's okay. But we'll see how it goes.
It's fine. So I read the first issue of this new Punisher.
Yeah, I almost read that, but I wanted to watch Dynamite.
So, this new Punisher is the Punisher with the new logo design.
Oh?
Marvel talked about it like a couple weeks ago, where they were getting rid of the old Punisher logo because it's been so heavily associated with fucking racist, fascist douchebags and cops.
Mm-hmm. And this is Jason Aaron too, right?
Yep. So, here's the premise. know how the Hand keeps trying to like get Matt Murdock and Elektra to like do the stuff they want them to do, but like Elektra and Matt Murdock go like, no, we're good people.
Uh-huh.
The Hand decided to stop being idiots and go to the Punisher and say like, hey, yo, you're really good at killing people. Do you want to kill people?
All right.
And the Punisher's at first is going like, no, fuck you. And then the Priestess goes like, hey, does this thing belong to you? As we see a woman being brought forth in front of him. And you're going like, what the fuck? Because you get a recap of his origin in the beginning of the book. And you just see like Punisher going through like a mission with a bunch of fucking ninjas. And like doing all this kind of stuff. And like he gets back to the compound. And they have like 10 rapists and murderers who escaped jail. And like who got off without going to jail and that kind of stuff. And she goes like, oh, would you like the ninjas to help you? And he goes like, no, I want to kill them all myself. And he just starts fucking stabbing all of them. And she's like, yes, this is what a true leader of the Hand should do. And then he goes to his room. And his wife is alive.
Oh. Yeah, fuck that.
It's a good book. I'm excited to see what happens from here on out, to see what goes down.
Yeah, I just feel like Frank would immediately be like, fuck that, that's not her.
No, it is her. Because she's covered in bullet scars.
Yeah, I'm flipping for the pages now, and I just saw her.
Because they also, like, they show, because Frank wasn't really conscious when it happened, but you hear the EMTs going, oh, her pulse is faint, we gotta do it, oh no, she's dropping her pulse. And you also gotta remember, the Hand have a resurrection pool too.
Yeah, they're the fucking they're
League of Assassins. So like it makes sense. There's something there. I like the idea of Punisher being like this avatar of a death god.
The new logo looks silly. It looks like something I'd see on a Kickstarter toy line.
Here's the thing, though. It's supposed to look like the Beast from the Hand. It's just supposed to be a stylized version of the Beast. So, I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad, and I can understand why people would look at this with fucking huge-ass side eyes. I'm just going to keep reading it. See what happens.
All right. I won't fault you for it. I mean, like, it sounds interesting, but interesting in a way that disinterests me, if that makes sense.
Like, there's a fun bit where, like, the Punisher's only using a sword, killing all these fucking, weapon traffickers. And, like, he does the, like, take a step, samurai, like, single swipe thing. But the guy keeps gurgling. And he goes, because he tried to cut his neck, but not all the way. And Prank just goes like, God damn, I'm still getting used to this. And just stabs him through the heart. Like, that's a fun moment.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's
It's a fun Punisher moment, you know?
Uh-huh.
All right. Sabretooth.
I know that guy.
All the people that got put there last issue are just running away from Sabretooth, going like, oh, no, this is what they said. Why is everything a hellscape? And they all come to the realization, wait a second, they probably don't know this is going on down here. And then one of the guys goes like, hey, by the way, no, none of this is happening. I can astral project. We're all just dreaming this together. We're just all like stasis, like Matrix. And they go like, oh. And Sabretooth goes like, yo, I have an idea. What if we all just become like a team and fucking kill Krakoa? Sound like a good idea? We don't see the reactions. We just see him come up with the plan. So, the way Sabretooth describes it is like, Lucifer convinced 5 angels to fall down with him.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's just big dumb goof. Hey, tell me about the trial of the Amazons.
Okay, so I've said this a few times before in this book or on the show. I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan. I've tried to get into Wonder Woman many times. I've
Mm-hmm.
just never it's never quite hit. The last time I read current Wonder Woman was the beginning of the G. Willow Wilson run,
Yeah.
and that just didn't hit. So
Mm-hmm.
I've missed quite a bit of shit. I missed the entire fucking setup for this book, but this book is a big fucking deal because this is the first Wonder Woman crossover in like 2 decades. Because the last one was Trial of the Amazons.
I thought the last
Uh,
one was Amazon's Attack.
oh yeah, it was. God damn, it's late. I'm sorry,
No, no,
but
you're fine.
like, this is a big. Let's get every hot and young popular female creator in DC involved in this kind of thing. And basically, what's going on with this is so you know how Hippolyta's on the Justice League right now, and Wonder Woman's technically dead because she's going through all of Norse mythology.
Yeah.
So what had happened was, when Wonder Woman died, Hippolyta took her spot on the Justice League because the Amazons had to have a liaison to man's world, and somebody had to rule Themyscira. So she gave the crown to Nubia, who was the guardian of a thing called Doom's Door, which is essentially a doorway to Hades that is underneath Themyscira, and they always have an Amazon guarding that place because shit can't get out of there. It'll fuck up the world. It'll be Pandora's box. But when Nubia took over, they put a interim guard down there. Like they didn't properly choose somebody because you're supposed to choose them through a series of games and contests, like how Wonder Woman became the liaison to man's world. So fucking Medusa and a big ass oh god, what's the word? Uh Dog with 3 heads.
Cerebros.
Yeah, Medusa and a Cerberus got out, and Medusa's actually pretty cool. She's not like fucking the mythology version. She doesn't have snakes for hair. She's just a bitch. She's just like like just some lady who fucked up thousands of years ago, and myths were created around her legendary fuck up. And she's like, yeah, I kind of learned my lesson a long time ago. I'm glad to be out. I won't do anything again. Please don't put me back in there. But the Cerberus fucking killed some people. So they're like, shit, we got to get this door situation taken care of. So they invite both the lost tribes back to Themyscira, because there are 2 lost tribes of Amazons. Of course, you have the Themyscirans who live on Themyscira, but then you also have, I'm looking for the name, the Bana Migdal, which are basically fucking what's his name? M'Baku. They're M'Baku's people from the Black Panther movie. They're like, fuck you, we're better than you, we're big strong badasses, we believe in war, we're here to fuck shit up. Our girl's gonna be the new guardian. Look, fucking Artemis. Artemis is one of our people. She's totally gonna win this thing. But also our leader is a new character who looks like another Black Panther character. Okoye. She looks like Okoye. She deadass just looks like Okoye in gold armor.
All right.
But they show up in the scene at the Themysciran Embassy to Man's World, which is in Boston.
Hey, Boston.
Yeah, and they're like, let us through. You can't come through with your weapon. We don't allow weapons here. This is an embassy of peace. You're going to let us through with your weapons, or we're going to go through with our weapons and your blood all over them. I proceed. So they show up, and Nubia's like, sisters, it's so good to see you after these many thousands of years. And all the time, I can't believe it's not Okoye, is just being a snarky bitch, and she's like, yeah, we're gonna fucking beat the crap out of you guys in these games. We're gonna have this thing in the bag. We've been stuck in man's world for so long, and now we're gonna take back Themyscira for ourselves. Fuck you. And then the Equestidas? I'm not sure quite sure how you pronounce that. the tribe led by Yarn Fleur that also has Donna Troy and Cassie Sandsmark, both the Wonder Girls. They show up, and they're like a bunch of fun free spirits that ride Pegasus, and some of them look like Native Americans, and they're like, we're just here to have fun. This is gonna be great. And then Diana gets here because Diana just came back to life, and she's like, oh hey, what's up, Nubia? You've been doing a good job. Like I know it's hard, but it looks like you've been doing a good job taking care of things, and I can't believe it's not Okoye. It's just like, haha, Diana, you bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you. All right, you're a red herring for something, aren't you? Well, anyway, oh look, Hippolyta's back, and this is great. Everybody's here. All the Amazons are in one place for the first time in like thousands of years. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this great?
Oh no.
Also, there's a reveal. Or not really a reveal, because I guess it was established a long-ass time ago, but I just didn't know. Hippolyta has a black wife. Wonder Woman has a black mom. I didn't know that.
Huh.
Alright. Her name's Philippi. And they're like planning a romantic evening together, because it's the first time they've been together for a while, because Hippolyta has been doing so much Justice League shit. But Philippi comes, Nubia goes to check on Hippolyta, because she thought they had gone to another location, but Hippolyta's still in her room. What's going on with that? The final reveal for the first issue of Trial of the Amazons is that Hippolyta has been poisoned. Yeah.
This just seems like a lot of continuity for fucking Wonder Woman.
Uh-huh. It's like, if you like Wonder Woman, you should probably like this. But this is a lot of shit. And I enjoy learning about continuity shit, so, like, I was kind of into it, but then that reveal was like, I don't know how I should feel about this, okay.
Apparently, Aki's saying the third group is based on indigenous Brazilians. There are whole controversies around it.
Oh, cool.
Controversy. Should we move on to the next book?
Yeah, let's talk about whatever next.
Amazing Spider-Man 92.
This is fine.
Yeah.
I like how Ben's spider suit is drawn in this issue. His mask, the eyes have this very, very kind of mournful look to them, which really helps sell where his character's at.
Which is basically like, I need to get my memories back because that makes me, even though they're Peter's memories. It forms my moral center, and I need that, or else I don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm. Also, Maxine Danger is just the best Amanda Waller I've seen in a comic in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck calling Morbius Mike, though. That was really cheesy and stupid.
I thought it was a little cute. It's cute. Come on. His name's Michael Morbius. And they're being friendly.
I don't know. I need to read more comic book shit with Colleen Wing, because from what I know from her from the Iron Fist show, this book has just felt like a total Flanderization to me.
Yeah. No, it's solid. It's more Spider-Man. It's just good Spider-Man shit. Next book. Tell me about Nubia.
Yeah, so this is the final issue of this book, and it's also technically part 2 of Trial of the Amazons. I wouldn't have read it if it wasn't. They pick up with Hippolyta's funeral, and everybody's very sad. It's very good, heartfelt scene. And then they're like, all right, we got to get on with the games, because that's still our most pressing thing. We took a day to pay our respects to Hippolyta, but now these games have to happen. And Cassie Sandsmark is like, well, we still don't know who killed Hippolyta or why, so somebody should probably look into that. I'm going to look into that. Nubia's like, bet. Then we get some cute scenes with the interim guards of the doors, just kind of establishing who they are, that they're all good people. There's one member of each tribe guarding the doors. And then we see on the surface there's a whole bunch of tension between the Bana Migdal and the Themyscirans, or the Amazons, excuse me. Whatever. Because they're fucking just being bitches to each other, like the common people, who are going to be competing in this contest. And then we see a scene with Medusa and Diana talking to Nubia, and Medusa's basically like, some shit's about to go down. I can feel it. We should probably be really careful about what happens next. And Diana's like, all right, bet. Anyway, I'm not going to wait around for Cassie to figure things out. I'm just going to start putting the lasso of truth around people. Nubia, you're up first. And that's the cliffhanger.
Aki, he didn't say call me Mikey. Colleen and Misty Knight basically just started calling him Mike, and he's like, my name is Dr. Morbius. And they're just like, bud, we're trying to deal with this shit, Mike. He's like, but my name is Dr. Morbius. Can we just call you Dr. Mike? That'll do for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. This sounds very, very Wonder Woman lore heavy. This whole stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to go with it, because, like, I don't belong here. I'm just trying to fit in and figure things out. I need to message Sid Part 2 and ask him if this is bullshit or not.
But then we have the last book of the evening, Devil's Reign, issue 5. So, Kingpin knows who Matt Murdock is again.
Uh-huh.
And we're just seeing a lot of different things happening. The heroes save some of the purple kids, but the Thunderbolts get the rest of the purple kids. They're doing all this kind of stuff. And Kingpin's figuring out the next stage of his plan. And he goes like, all right, Purple Man, go out there and just cause chaos and havoc. Basically under the idea of, you cause havoc, I'll come in and solve it, so I look really good politically. That kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
All the while, Mike Murdock, Matt Murdock's brother, caused by magic, is trying to deal with his friend. Oh, so, okay, it checks out for Wonder Woman then, Aki?
Fair enough. Cool. Thank you, Aki.
But Mike Murdock is trying to deal with his friend, who is the son of Kingpin, and he just goes like, I don't want to deal with all this cape shit. I just want to be a fucking criminal. Can you just lose me with the fucking magic rock? And Mike Murdock goes like, I just wanted to fucking help. And so he goes to Matt Murdock's apartment where the magic rock is. And who should show up but the Kingpin, who doesn't know Matt Murdock has a twin brother now. And he sees this red-haired man with red sunglasses, and he goes, Matt Murdock, fuck you. And he goes like, wait, hold on, I'm Mike Murdock, I'm not Matt. And he just goes like, another fucking lie, asshole, and so start beating him to death. As we end the book looking at Mike Murdock's lifeless corpse.
Well, that takes care of that problem. Great job, Zdarsky.
I mean, I'd prefer it if Mike Murdock stays around, but
another home run for Chip.
It was just funny. It's good. Yeah. It's a good book. Devil's Reign is good so far.
Cool.
That's all the books we read.
Woo! We did it! We did the comics! It happened!
buddy boy. Hey, tell the people where they can find your shit.
Hey everybody, I'm the Backhuman Era. I make videos about tokusatsu and toys. You can watch them at youtube.com/thebackhuman era. I'm on Twitter at thebackhuman era, tweeting at RealPink. On YouTube, I'm on Instagram. I post photos on Instagram of toys and dogs at _Backhumanator. I did it. It's over. I'm gonna die.
You sound like you were fucking starting an auction, like an auctioneer. Hello.
That's what it's going for, yeah.
Yeah. I'm Boingo. I do a variety of content. You want to see some Twitch streams? Boingo.tv /Boingo. Twitch.tv /Boingo Writer.
Boingo.tv is patent pending.
One day, one day. You want to see some YouTube videos? You can go onto YouTube, search for Boingo Writer, make variety of video essays and editorials. Hey, you want to see me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram? It's at Boingo_Writer. Come check me out. In the meantime, this is Modular Media's No Price Podcast, a part of Modular Media, where we do this and many more podcasts, including Components, where we just talk about random shit during the week. No More Games, where me and Buster will talk about video games news and upcoming announcements, as well as a general variety of video game topics. And Twit. Why don't you tell the folks about Twit, Vac?
Hey everybody, This Week in Tokusatsu is a podcast where myself and Buster Corp talk about everything that happened in the world of Tokusatsu, all the news and new episodes. We discuss it front to back. It's normally Tuesdays at noon. However, it's going to be on Wednesday this week because Buster has a family thing.
Mm-hmm. But, hey ho, if you want to see this podcast and those as well, hey, click that subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment. It will help us out. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Do we have any final things to say about comics this week?
All right, listen. Are people really gonna ratio me for thinking that Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane Watson are hot? Is that really how low as a community